Nikocado Avokado may have just played one of the best strokes of genius on YouTube in utter history. If you don't know who Nikocado Avokado is, he is a YouTuber who predominantly surrounds mukbang content. He's probably the king of mukbang content. His real name is Nicholas Perry, alright, and he started out his YouTube career as a vegan YouTube mukbanger. And what a mukbang is, I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but basically a YouTuber will just eat food whilst telling stories or talking to the camera. And he started out with healthy vegan food. But that healthy vegan food quickly evolved into high-calorie junk food. And it was, it got really crazy, especially towards the end. He gained an enormous amount of weight. His body went through some severe transitions to the point where at points in videos you'd see that he'd need a respirator. He had like cardiac machines. It was pretty wild. And to watch the evolution of Nikocado's body on the human mind, the psychology behind it was absolutely brilliant from Nikocado. And the intrigue about what was going to happen to him next was what kept getting the viewers to come back. And the views were enormous for this guy. And not only that, but so was the food that he was eating. He went from eating, like I said, small amounts of vegan food to suddenly, as his body weight increased, as did the volume of food that he ate, and then so too came the conditions that he endured. And it was crazy. It was a wild period of time on YouTube. And he's been doing this for around 8 years now. So you can imagine, he's had some turbulent times. But recently, Nikocado played the ultimate Uno reverse card on YouTube and his audience, and basically completely 180'd everything in a video that he titled 2 Steps Ahead, which he uploaded around 2 weeks ago. It went on to gain well over 44 million views, so everyone was hella interested. And within the video, Nikocado drops this absolute bombshell.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life. It's alluring, it's compelling, it's gripping to observe all these unwell, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, ideas, rivalries, where they feel encouraged and engaged, where they involve themselves with the stories and become a product of influence.
Now, obviously, he goes through this whole villain monologue and dialogue, and he talks about how he was always 2 steps ahead of the audience, making himself this villain, and going through this kind of like villain arc on YouTube where people made him like their scapegoat. People made videos about this guy and were, talking about him in a negative light. And in Nikocado's terms, that's exactly what he wanted, because I guess that brought attention, it brought traction. But then he dropped this absolute bombshell.
Follows another, follows another. It's mesmerizing. It's spellbinding. All these little consumers, all of these lost and bored people. People consuming anything that they're told to consume. So I am the villain, because I've made myself one.
Now, if you've ever seen Nikocado Avokado before, you'll probably notice that he looks a hell of a lot different in this video than, let's say, the video prior to this. So this video came out 2 weeks ago, but if you go to Nikocado's channel and you go to this section, which came out, well, there were some older videos or newer videos, but he must have taken those ones down. But let's have a look at this one, for example. 7 months ago, this was the size of Nikocado Avokado 7 months ago, right? But let's get back to the video that we were just looking at.
I've still managed to stay 2 steps ahead of everyone. The joke's on you. Mr. Noodle, you're so cute. Oh, you're so... Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, the video gets a little bit weird from here, but he does kind of, you know, he does go on to do an enormous mukbang. I mean, like, look at the amount of food that he's about to consume right here. You know, just insane amounts of food. But he goes on to talk about how, basically, over the past 2 years, he has just been uploading pre-recorded content, allegedly. Okay, and in this pre-recorded content, whilst that was, you know, he just had an ultimate vault of content, and he was just drip feeding that to the audience across all of his channels. And secretly behind the scenes, he's been on this immense weight loss journey where he's lost 250 pounds. Now, if you know you're from the UK and you don't use pounds like you do over in the US, 250 pounds apparently converts to 113 kilos, which is an insane amount of weight to lose, and you know, no small feat by any means. And apparently he did this in the 2 years where he was uploading content, and he was doing it as a social experiment to see how the internet would react. And react they did, as over on many news articles there were some immense responses. So if you take a look at this from Tyler News, you can see obviously this is what Nikocado Avocado did look like, and to the world of YouTube this was how he always looked. But this was obviously him on his most recent reveal. Now, a bizarre new twist of the tale in the YouTube sensation Nikocado Avocado's reported weight loss transformation once again has fans second-guessing everything that they knew about the star. For those out of the loop with the controversial social experiment which has remained viral on social media for the last 2 weeks, allow us to fill you in. Nicholas Perry has gone by the online username of Nikocado Avocado since he uploaded his first YouTube video in 2014. Back then, his youngsters' content consisted of vegan recipes, health hacks, and performance of music covers and daily life vlogs. 2 years later, however, Perry slammed the plant-based community as an unbalanced, hostile, and mentally unstable, and instead changed his content to mukbang, a trend which sees users consuming vast quantities of unhealthy food for the satisfaction of viewers. And satisfaction it was. Watching that man split open a juicy-ass burger, watching the smoke pop out of that bad boy and the grease fall off it, it was enough to make anybody hungry, right? But, you know, you then didn't have to eat it. You could just enjoy the satisfaction of watching someone else eat it whilst just talking utter nonsense. Anyway, moving forward, the internet accumulated millions of followers due to the bizarre nature of his content and gained hundreds of pounds in weight. Obviously, this section of everything as well. He accumulated millions of followers, absolutely, but also just the intrigue into what was going to happen to this man's body next also brought viewers back watching. In a 2019 interview with Men's Health, Perry claimed to suffer from erectile dysfunction as a result of his excessive weight gain, as well as a loss of libido. He also told Business Insider 2 years later that he'd fractured a rib due to excessive forceful coughing caused by his unhealthy new lifestyle, and was said to now ride a mobility scooter, having even been classified as disabled. So you can see how people were truly just so intrigued by this guy. Perry's viewers were absolutely blindsided, therefore, when earlier this month the YouTube uploaded a video having seemed to have lost a whole ton of weight, claiming to have shaken off 250 pounds in the last 2 years, and that all of the videos uploaded during that time were pre-recorded. He could be seen taking part in a viral Apple dance trend accompanied by Charli XCX's new 2024 song of the same name. The clip was titled 2 Steps Ahead and described his weight loss, his gain weight loss project as a social experiment, and was followed up by several before and after Instagram uploads. Bizarrely, however, this week, despite having been applauded for his transformation, Perry returned to YouTube once again visibly overweight to claim that his entire weight loss was a trick. So this is where the whole thing takes a complete Uno reverse once again. Like, this guy turns around to the internet and says, look at me guys, I have lost a shed load of weight. I am the ultimate villain, but look at this social experiment. This is just absolutely fantastic. And everyone was like, damn, he actually did it. Like, fair play to the guy. And everyone was applauding from the sidelines. Everyone was like, this is great. But then suddenly, he's like, yeah, this wasn't real. So everyone's just like, what the fuck's going on? Now, moving forward, Perry's viewers were absolutely blindsided, like we've said. So claiming to have shaken off the £250, apparently that was not actually legit. Leaving his fans in shock, he could be seen hitting out, who in their right mind does a social media experiment gaming £250 for 5 years in a row. Y'all are so stupid, think outside the box, don't believe everything that you're told, including from me. Encouraging his fans to look closely at the background on the edges of my face, and he claimed the latest uploads were altered. Fans went on to then, like, you know, be pretty just blindsided by this because, you know, everyone believed this. Everyone was like, holy shit, this guy has lost all this weight. He's done incredibly well. And as a social experiment, like, as far as social experiments go, this was utterly fantastic. I mean, who else in history of YouTube is known for gaining that excessive amount of weight to then suddenly shake it all off, lose all of that weight, and then be like, look, y'all thought a couple of days ago I was massively overweight, but look at me now. I've been 2 steps ahead of you guys. And then even in that 2 steps ahead video, he was still 2 steps ahead. He was telling us all along that he was 2 steps ahead, creating this once again villain arc. So fans went on to say, what is happening right now? One begged the comments in his recent clip. My ex wasn't even this confusing, another claimed. And others, meanwhile, are still disorientated about the fact that the original weight loss clip seen him dancing from the song of this year, wondering how it could have possibly been edited. On the other hand, others believe that his latest video, where he brands his followers stupid, is a draft filmed when he was overweight and has had a transformation that he previously boasted. Only time will tell. Now, this was obviously the video that people went on to kind of talk about. Regarding his alleged weight loss and how apparently people were just utterly stupid. So we'll take a little look at that now.
Share with you today, I'm actually really triggered. And let me tell you why, it's actually your fault. So let me break it down for the low IQs out there, which is actually most of you. I made a YouTube video and I said, I'm 2 steps ahead. My whole life is premeditated, it's calculative, it's manipulative. My life has been a social experiment. Joke's on you, I'm actually really smart. And what was the result of that video? Millions of people believed it. Y'all have the IQs of a bag of rocks. I can literally dye my hair blue and say it's always been blue, and half y'all will believe it. Yes, because I just acted gaining 250 pounds. Who in their right mind does a social experiment gaining 250 pounds for 5 years in a row? Y'all are so stupid. Yes, see this double chin? Yes, I acted this out for 5 years in a row. For what? For clicks? We've all been played by this evil genius. Oh my God. I literally typed up a Batman monologue and read it on camera. I'm scared for society, actually. Okay? I'm a little afraid. Y'all need to go to school. Learn something. Think outside the box. Don't believe everything you're told, including from me. And yet y'all believed it. That's actually scary. Goodbye.
There you go. So there was his upload to TikTok, and I mean, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because ultimately, I don't even know. That was the most recent video that he uploaded, but obviously as we take a look here, we can see the amount of insane videos where he just looks mega skinny. But my question is, how can all of these videos be altered? Which has obviously led people to believe that this video right here, where he looks an insane amount like he does over here in older videos, obviously here he's also got all of his hair shaved off and stuff, and he's lost the amount of weight. Who's to say he's just not double bluffing? You know, where he bluffs, then double bluffs, and then triple bluffs. I don't know. I don't know how bluffing works anymore, because this guy is hitting us. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next video he's like, yeah, that was also a lie, and you all believe that. So I genuinely think that he might have actually lost this weight, but he's trying to play this double, triple bluff to kind of keep up this media attention. Obviously, the video that he uploaded talking about him gaining or losing all of that weight, went on to get millions of views. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was trying to keep this up to try and keep the hype up, so keep people intrigued, to keep up that level of attention. Because obviously if he just turns around now and says, yes, I've definitely lost the weight, then everyone, that hype would have died down. But now that he's said that he hasn't lost that weight, then who's to say that I'm now intrigued. I'm waiting for his next upload to see if he's actually lost the weight or if he hasn't. And if he has, then I'll be like, fair play. And if he hasn't, I'll be questioning whether this is still just an older upload with... does everyone understand? I'm absolutely mind-effed right now, and I don't know where to turn with this. But what do you guys think? Do you think Nikocado Avokado has genuinely lost this weight? Do you think he's playing the ultimate Uno reverse card in the history of YouTube? Or do you think that this is all just an elaborate hoax to try and gain a lot of attention? All of which you can't run past Nikocado Avokado. What do you guys think though? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of that like button. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.